Friends, today in this video lecture we discuss the convergence of sequence. Before that, myself, Dr. Samir Deshputre, Assistant Professor, Government College, Arjunda. Now in the previous video lecture we discussed the sequence of real numbers and the boundedness of the real numbers. In this continuation we discuss the convergence of the sequence. Before we write the definition of the convergence of a sequence and the limit of a sequence here. A sequence Sn is said to be convergence to a real number L or have a real number L as its limit if for pre-assigned value epsilon, if given epsilon which is greater than 0, there exists an integer number, positive integer number m, which is depending upon epsilon such that the mod of Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n is greater than or equal to m. This is our definition. In this definition, the difference between the Sn and L, which is less than the pre-assigned value epsilon, and we take an integer number, positive integer number m, which is totally depending upon the value of the epsilon here. In such way, the Sn minus L is less than epsilon. Now we consider a simple example to demonstrate how we find out the value of m. That is, our value of m is totally depending upon the epsilon here. Suppose we consider this example, the limit n tending to infinity 1 by n is equal to 0. That is, we have a sequence 1 upon n, and taking as n tending to infinity is goes to the 0. That is, its limit is 0 here. So by this definition, we have Sn minus L, that is, it is equal to 1 by n minus 0, which is less than epsilon. Again we simplify, that is 1 by n is less than epsilon, or you can select this n is 1 by n is greater than 1 by epsilon here. Okay, now we need this m, and this m is totally depending upon the epsilon here. So here this small n is greater than 1 by epsilon. If you can take epsilon is supposed to be 1 upon 10. It is your pre-assigned value. You can choose very small value of epsilon which is greater than 0. So the 1 n is greater than 1 upon 1 by 10. That means this n should be greater than 10. So n should be greater than 10. So in this context, our Sn minus L is 1 by n minus 0, which is less than epsilon, for all n is greater than or equal to 11 when our epsilon is 1 by 10. If you are choosing the epsilon is supposed to be 1 by 2, 0.5, 1 by 2, then how you can write down this statement? This n is greater than 2, so this 1 by n minus 0 is less than epsilon for all n is greater than or equal to 2 here. Okay, greater than or equal to 3. Okay, greater than or equal to 3 when epsilon is 1 by 2. So this is our definition of the convergence of a sequence or limit of a sequence here. Now we discussed some basic properties or basic theorems related to the limit of a sequence or the convergence of a sequence. The first theorem, every convergent sequence is bounded. Our first theorem, theorem 1, every convergent sequence Sn, that is the sequence of real number, is bounded. Just we recall the definition of the boundedness of a sequence. A sequence Sn is said to be bounded if there exist two positive number, say small k and greater than capital K. That is our sequence Sn, which is greater than or equal to small k but lesser than or equal to capital K for all n. Then this sequence is said to be bounded. That is, we can write down the Sn is less than or equal to mod of k. We already discussed the boundedness and its property in the previous video lecture. So we forget here the definition and the concept here. Just we recall what is your boundedness of a sequence. A sequence of a real number is said to be bounded if there exist two positive integer number. One is small k and other one is capital K. The small k, it is called the lower bound, that is it is bounded below, and the capital K, it is called your bounded above. That is, a sequence is said to be bounded below if this sequence, each member of this sequence is greater than or equal to small k, and it is called bounded above. It is this Sn is less than or equal to k. Already discussed in the previous video lecture. So we recall here every convergent sequence. We come to the theorem. Every convergent sequence is bounded. The proof of this theorem. Let Sn be a convergent sequence. Here we consider the Sn is a convergent sequence and converges to a limit say L. That is we write down our Sn tending to L as n tending to infinity from the definition. So Sn converges to L, that is Sn tending to L as n tending to infinity. Then by definition for given epsilon is greater than 0, there exists a positive integer m which is depending upon epsilon. Already we discussed how we calculate this m. Depending upon this epsilon, such that the mod of Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n is greater than or equal to m. This is definition of our convergence of sequence. Now we apply the definition of the mod here. This Sn minus L, it should be greater than minus epsilon but less than epsilon, or we write down this Sn is L minus epsilon, L plus epsilon. That is, it lies between L minus epsilon to L plus epsilon here. Now let here G, that G is the minimum of your L minus epsilon comma S1 comma S2 comma Sn minus 1, and capital G is here the maximum of L minus epsilon, L plus epsilon, S1, S2, Sn minus 1. That is, you can take minimum L minus epsilon, then it is replaced by here G, and it is capital G here. So what is this inequality? This inequality becomes the Sn should be greater than or equal to small g, but it is less than or equal to capital G, and we recall the definition of boundedness. So it is for all n belongs to n, for it is small k and capital K, so our Sn sequence is bounded. Our sequence is bounded for all n.